How y'all doing? Want to make sure and see this live feed, make sure it kicks in right. I'm still trying to figure out all this stuff. I believe I'm doing it correctly. There we go. All right. So, sure, everyone's up on a Star Wars trailer that came out yesterday. The same one that is at the D23 premiere. That if you're into the D23 stuff, you already saw it, and then the rest of us saw it yesterday. And I've been working, so today is the first time I got to talk about it online. And so, yeah, I'm not going to play it here. I don't know how to do that. I don't want to do that. Everyone's already seen it, right? Probably. Hey, Mark, reliable Mark. So I don't know if you saw the new trailer for the Star Wars came out, and so I saw it. I saw the Mandalorian too. Mandalorian looks, I would say, better if we're gonna have to pick. I'm worried about the Mandalorian because I started learning more about Star Wars lore, and that it possibly is not. I don't even think it could. Might not even be a real Mandalorian. It could be a guy that just picked up some armor from some Jawas on Tatooine. If you're thinking about the ones who scavenged from the Sarlacc pit, but so I don't know. But I mean, it looks great. It's got violence. It's got stormtroopers. It's got Twi'lek. It's got alien stuff. You didn't see Star Wars or not the Mandalorian? Either way, I don't know if I'm going to spoil anything for you, so I don't know if you want to not watch, but I'm going to talk about the Star Wars trailer just real quickly, and then just ramble on about other stuff that's been going on. First, let me tell you what's been going on. So everyone knows I'm already working here in Austin on We Could Be Heroes. Is the name of the event, the film that Robert Rodriguez is shooting right now that I'm working on. I can talk about that because it's everywhere now. And so you saw it had a star-studded cast, and it actually has. You may recognize Pedro Pascal is in it, and he's the Mandalorian, from what I understand. Now you can't tell, but I mean I'm pretty sure that's him. I don't know if they're going to do like a bait and switch and have somebody else show up as the Mandalorian, and he's somebody else that's a Mandalorian. I don't know. Could do some cool twists and turns, but the premise is great so far. So the film that I'm working on here is We Can Be Heroes. It's about heroes, superheroes, and that's because I haven't read all the wiki stuff and the IMDb stuff. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to do any give away any spoilers or anything like that. But that's what I've been working on. And finally, we're off of 12-hour days, and now we're on to regular days of 8-hour days. And so I'm gearing up to go to Sweden and getting the rest of these orders pushed out, and trying to get all that stuff straightened before I leave town. There's a bunch of hoodies that are getting finished up right now. Leather hoodies. There's some pants pre-orders. There's bomber jackets. There's all kinds of stuff. It's been taking a long time to do, and I appreciate everyone's support. This stuff takes forever, especially when I'm like this busy. But I need to have I like to have 2 or 3 different things going at once. So when I'm working on a movie, it just takes up a lot of time, and I apologize. And if you'll stick with me, I can keep on doing Junker. Of course, is what I want to do. Just stick with me. Yeah, I know it takes a long time, and you will get your stuff. And you can always write me. You can always try to send emails to the Junker Designs Yahoo account. You can reach me there. You can go to Instagram, and I answer message from Instagram as well, just to make sure. I guess Bonnie can't watch, but she's still at work. So I'm still talking. I still create content. I'm glad, Mark, you're here. So Star Wars, since you haven't seen it, I don't want to. This is my last week to work. It's not their last week for filming. Um, it's my last week for work. The majority of all the crazy stuff that we had to do, and there is quite involved, and there's a lot of learning curves, and I learned how to work with a bunch of new stuff that I've been wanting to work with for quite some time. And I do have to give a shout out without getting too much into it to Kamui Cosplay and Punish Props. The research that they've put out for what they do has been a great help, and that's all I'll say about that. But I watched tons of that, tons of Evil Ted stuff, and got to work, and got to learn, and got paid, and got to work on Junker when I could, and so that's about to end. Then I'll be in Sweden for a week, and then I'll be back, and then jump right back into Junker stuff, and then I don't know. I think the next possible film project is in October, and hey Germany. Hey, how are you? Yeah, I wonder what happened to you. I didn't know if you got mad because we started talking about politics or something. But I'm glad you're here. I was just letting you guys know I'm finally I got one more week to go on this project here in Texas. I think I got a bug in my coffee. I don't know. It's gonna be bugalicious if there's a bug in my coffee. So that's wrapping up. And then Sweden for a week, which I keep talking about. The Hugo Jacket giveaway is still going on. I'm just going to get back into promoting that when I have time. In Sweden, I'll actually I'm going to continue doing these casts, and it'll be in. I have to work out the hours, but it's going to be at a reasonable hour, but hopefully somewhere in between 2 o'clock Central Time, Texas, and I guess Sweden time. I don't know what time it is over there. Do you know if Germany and Sweden is in the same time zone or not over there? I should probably know more about that, but I don't. But I'm gonna try to pick a reasonable time, hopefully for everybody. And then the other thing we're talking about, and now, if you have any questions, Slick, I know you usually have some questions. I got answers. I love to answer questions and help you out if I can. But we were starting to talk about Star Wars trailer. I don't know if anyone saw the new, if you saw the Star Wars trailer, if it already came out in, well, I guess it's out everywhere, so you must have it in Germany. I don't know if you get a German language version of Star Wars or if everything is overdubbed or if it's just subtitled for you guys over there as far as the Star Wars stuff goes. But it's I don't, man. Half more than half the trailer is just a bunch of crap that they showed from the other movies that they already made. It sounds like a cluster F. It looks like, I don't know, man. Like there's some really cool stuff, but yeah, I'm gonna also do a fashion show and classes. What I'm hoping to do, we'll get back to the Star Wars in a second. I like to try to answer as soon as you guys ask me a question. I know there's some lag. Everything's dubbed into German. God, that must sound badass. I want to hear Palpatine, Darth Sidious in German would be pretty cool. So over there, I'm going to do classes in Sweden. Just aging and dying, distressing class, and a screen printing class, and a fashion show is going to be on that Saturday, which I believe is September the 7th. And I think the rest of the time we're going to try to work on getting the Junker coffee going, talk about distribution for Europe. It might be possible to do distribution for the coffee and for Junker stuff through Sweden. I got to talk to Olaf about it. Another interesting news, it's all closer to you guys, so this might be really good. The possibility of selling in Warsaw, Poland. So a guy's been talking to me back and forth for 2 or 3 or 4 days now. and that's a possibility. You might be better off to order through the store in Poland if you're in Europe, because the shipping there is a pain in the butt. I know you guys pay a lot. I sent a hat. I sent a hat to Finland, and it cost me $40 for shipping for one hat to go to Finland. That's ridiculous. So I want to save me money. I want to save you guys money as well. I think I should be. I don't know why I couldn't stream the fashion show. And I'll talk to Olaf about it there to stream definitely on multiple platforms. We could definitely stream on Instagram as well, and then I can do this stream. That would be actually, that's a great idea. I don't know why I didn't think of it, but thanks for thinking of that, Mark. So we could try to do that for you guys. Okay, and then Slick has a question, and then hey, make sure, I know you guys are already subscribed, but leave comments in the actual under the video, because that's the only way. You know, it's going to help the algorithm if there's more comments like in the actual video, not just in the chat, but comments underneath the video. So that will help. But let me answer this question. So it says, I'm looking for a sewing machine right now and was wondering, distressing, patching, and stuff, coloring it. Do I actually need one? You know, I started hand sewing a bunch of stuff when I started out. Eventually, you're going to get tired of hand sewing everything. I mean, it looks cool, but if you... and so here's the problems that you're going to encounter, most likely. If you get a home machine, like a desktop sewing machine, you may want to get into heavy denim and leather, and then that sewing machine's not going to really help you out. There is a desktop industrial machine that I have seen that does a it's a walking foot that even has a zigzag, and you can try and check that out. If you search, just search industrial desktop walking foot zigzag, and there was this really cool one I was looking at for a while that I almost got, because the walking foot that I have a Juki and I have two Consos. None of them do. None of them zigzag. And the zigzag looks really cool, but I just feel like if you get a home machine, if you're like me and you get one thing going, you're gonna want to try a bunch of different stuff out, and you're gonna encounter some problems if you want to sew leather and you only have a home machine. They do make leather needles for home machines, and you can sew thin leather. Like you can sew lamb, and you can stuff like that probably without a problem. You could probably do split thick cow skin if you wanted. It's I don't know. I feel like you're going to be limiting yourself. It also depends on how much money you want to spend. You could probably get a good, you know, if there's a German brand called Pfaft, I believe it's called. It's P-F-A-A-T, I think. You might be able to find, I mean, you know, in LA you can find used machines all over the place. And I imagine in Germany, as Germany produces some really great sewing machines, you might be able to find one. I mean, you might be able to look on the marketplace Facebook app if that's applicable to you guys in Europe. I feel like if you want to spend some time, like, yeah, just start hand sewing all the shit now and keep looking for an industrial machine on sale. Like I said, if you're like me, you're gonna want to experiment, and you're gonna break needles all day long if you have a home machine. If you're trying to do anything that's heavy duty denim or leather, so I want to save you the frustration. So I wouldn't suggest that you get like a home machine. Yeah. But I could be wrong. The other thing to do to save you some heartache is, I'm sure there's some other creators that you know in Germany. See who's got a machine. See who's willing to, let you spend some time on their machine. Because like when I started out for the first almost year when I started Junker. So when I started Junker, I did a lot of screen printing and over dyeing and messing up T-shirts and hoodies, and I started selling that stuff first. But I wanted to sew, and I was really, really, really lucky that there's a girl who let me start experimenting with her industrial. So she had a walking foot. So I learned how to use a home machine a long time ago through my mom. And then my first adventure kind of after that was the walking foot. And then eventually what I had to settle on because of my budget was I got a really old Singer. The Singer it's black. Everything's black on it. Like all the hardware is black. It says Singer like on a plaque on there. It didn't have a reverse. It was probably an early version of an electric sewing machine from Singer. That thing was brutal though. I could sew like almost everything I wanted with that machine. Yeah, that was a good. I got it for $10 at garage sale. So that's how I started. Those are the two things I did. So if any of that helps, I hope that helps. Yeah, find a buddy and use their machine. You might may hate sewing for some reason. At least you won't spend any money. You know. Oh wow. Okay. That's amazing. Yeah, I think as far as aging and I mean I can't even imagine what tools you're gonna find, but it sounds like you could do some really cool stuff. I don't know if your grandpa is still around or that just sounds cool. Like to even learn some of those skills. Learning other weird stuff can translate into whatever you're doing. As you start to figure out how you want to, affix. Say if you make prop shoulder pads and you want to, attach that to fabric, and I mean, there's just no telling. Like learn as much stuff as you can. It sounds like those are mostly woodworking tools, and I bet you could do some great stuff. You could definitely. Try to split your hides down by yourself, I guess. Sounds dangerous. I wouldn't do it. I'm like totally danger prone. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. I definitely have to go to Germany. So hopefully we can work something out. I can come over there. Not on this trip, but also I know these guys. It's called Yakuza Clothing. They seem to be really cool guys. I haven't been able to hang out with them much. I've met up with them, I think, a couple times in Los Angeles. But there's some other stuff I can do in Germany. And I should hit those guys up, because then maybe we could do a class like through their store. I guess Yakuza Clothing is all around Germany, I think, and maybe in different places in Europe. I'm not really sure. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow, dude, that is awesome. Well, I don't know if will let you use that workspace, but, usually finding space to make a mess is a really big challenge. There's Kamui Cosplay. They're German. Some German cosplayers. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. But if you watch some of their videos, the thing that's really interesting is the way they've tricked out, I think it's an apartment, and created a lot of little small work areas to do gluing and then airbrushing and all that when you have limited space, which is usually the challenge. So if you have access to a giant woodworking shop, oh man, dude, that sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. Having the space to do your art, to spray paint or put dyes and paints and squirt bottles and just a place you can get messy. Yeah, yeah. I'm really happy for you. That's a huge deal. So if you go forward in you know, in whatever art you decide to do, like, man, you have space, dude, space. Because I pay rent now for a place in L.A. and I'm sure I don't know where in Germany you are, but rent is expensive. So if you don't have to pay rent, that's amazing. So we were talking about Star Wars. I don't even know what else I put in the thing here. Star Wars is the main thing. We're talking about fashion always. Although I just say, like, I make clothes. I think people who over-identify as fashion designers and artists are usually, like, partially full of crap. It's just I just never. If you're talking that much about doing art and making clothes, chances are you're not doing it that much. I mean, the argument could be made that I spent 30 minutes talking about fashion when I probably could have been making something. But this is how I choose to use my lunch break when I'm on set. I do like to talk to people about what's going on. I do want to spread the word. I do hope that these videos get passed around and people are inspired, or maybe helps answer some questions. And the main thing though is, of course, I expect you guys to share this video, share these links. Like, I got to get my subscribers up. I'm still below 200. I got to get over 1,000 to start monetizing, and then the rationale for me to, like, do stuff, even though the monetization of videos, I'd probably make very, 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 very little. Just to know I was making some pennies, I would be more than happy to make courses for you guys and start going through some courses. So just so you know, that's my goal. You can help me do that by sharing these videos all over the fucking place. Share, share, and share. Tell everyone about the Hugo Jacket that's still going on. The raffle is still going on. I haven't pushed it, so I noticed people are not buying. So I know that your time for grabbing that little piece of mental real estate with people during the day is so limited, and I've just been really busy. And I'm going to get back on that. Everyone should know about that. I'm going to keep pushing to try to get some of these other YouTubers to interview me for the stuff that I do. So, Star Wars, that Star Wars girl, Anna, Odin's movie blog. This extends to anyone else too. I've hit up some other sites that do movie reviews and may want to talk about the work that I've done on Alita. My title now is Specialty Costumer. So, yeah, well, yeah, I agree. So, Mark, it would be great that after I come back from Sweden, which will be after September 9, because Mark and I live in the same state, for all two of you that are on this chat right now, Mark and Mr. Slick. So he has expressed some willingness to help me, and I'll find a way to make it worth your while, get you some compensation and stuff, so we can technically get this to like a different place. Because I know there's Twitch TV. I think I can be on at the same time. I don't know about the Instagram. I guess my main question for you guys is, well, I feel like if I, and you guys can answer me back, is if I stream here and stream on Facebook, it seems like a little self-defeating, because you don't have to subscribe to Facebook, I don't think, to see those videos. And I do want people to subscribe and to hit the like button, so make sure you guys hit the like button. Give me a thumbs up. And so yeah, but I mean, maybe Twitch and oh, really? Man, I had no idea, dude. Hey. Oh man, hey, dude, that's awesome. I appreciate it so much. Since you just showed up, I'm going to squeeze a couple more minutes out of this. I just like I was telling these guys, like this is what I choose to do with my lunch. That you get like 30 minutes for lunch. I'm drinking my lunch. It's delicious, nutritious coffee with too much sweetener in it. I had another thing I tried out today that I'm going to try to hit these guys up and get some sponsorship going. It's called Frog Fuel, and that stuff will make your hair grow hair, and it'll make your eyes grow hair, and it'll make your eyes see hair. So that stuff that's on set, it's called Frog Fuel. I think it's called Frog Fuel. It's super gnarly. Supposedly these Navy SEAL guys made it up to help them, I guess, do their job. It's pretty astounding stuff. But just to be clear, I'm totally like pro-military. My dad was my dad he always joked. He said I guarded a typewriter. So during Korea, he was in Hawaii, and he was part of like the press for the Navy. So he didn't have to fight or go anywhere except for stay in Hawaii. Yeah, it's called Frog Fuel, dude. It's crazy stuff. Tastes like most terrible. Tastes like amphibian, the non-fresh variety. And my uncles were in World War II, so my uncle Robert fought in the Battle of the Bulge and was captured by the Germans and was a prisoner of war for I don't know how long. I mean, obviously they didn't want to talk about it. I tried to ask them about it, and they wouldn't say anything. So at a certain point in World War II, they didn't let brothers serve in the same theaters of war. So the United States, the way we were divided up into theaters of war, is we were fighting in Europe against the Germans and whoever the Germans had in their army, and then we were fighting the Japanese and whoever they were. If it's not vegan, I don't know. If you lick an amphibian, it's you're not eating an animal. I think. Oh yeah, no, you wouldn't be into it. It's got taurine in it. I think taurine is part of. I don't know. Some kind of bull third eye or something that they squeeze into it to give you superpowers. Okay. Then they would split the brothers up. So my brother Robert fought the Germans. He was in the Battle of the Bulge. I don't know if he was part of the landings and on D-Day or not. Like I said, they wouldn't talk about it. And then my other uncle was named Harry, and he was like 6'7", and he was a corpsman. He was a medic. And I always picture, like, the only thing that he told me about the war, I was like, I think I just asked him, what did you do? He's like, I just patched up guys as best I could and drug them back down to the beach. So, I guess they're, fighting inland and, I don't know, Taro. I have no idea, like, what kind of stuff he could have seen. I don't know if he went to Okinawa. I don't know if he was Tara or what he saw. Anyway, yeah, look it up. I think taurine is squeezed from the pineal gland of aggressive male bulls or something. I could be making it up also. So my brother Harry just said he patched up guys as best as he could and drug them down to the beach. And for anyone that reads anything about war, and he's a medic and he's dragging guys down to the beach, he's dragging guys out of action. He's 6'7". So I mean, talk about a big target. He could probably carry a couple guys at once if he wanted to. He was huge. He looked like a bear. I mean, I just can't imagine all the horrible, horrible, horrible stuff that guy saw. And yeah, so those are my uncles. So they're all brave enough to go into the military. I was not. I didn't want to have anything. Okay. Anyway, I gotta go. They just gave me a message. We have a crazy repair that has to happen right now. Once again, I really appreciate your time. Go and subscribe. Please spread this video all around. It's going to be available for you to spread around. There's other videos on the YouTube page you guys can spread around for me. I'd really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. Make sure to make comments in the comments section, not just in the chat section, because it's going to help with the algorithms. I'm told. Maybe Mark can let me know if that's actually true or not. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate your time. Have a great day.